You don't plant citrus species with seeds. You bud them. Use budded seedlings. With budding, you reduce the number of years it will take for it to fruit. If you plant with seed, it can take as much as 7 years old. So that 10 years may not be too abnormal. Yes. So you can bud your citrus before you plant. So I think that's reason. So, but if you have a tree that is not fruiting, try to create a conducive atmosphere. Most of our trees, they do well when you give them the forest environment. Something, I know people have had problems with kola nuts. If you give that forest environment, what I mean by forest environment is enough leaf litter, enough deposit of dried leaves, and allow it to be around the tree environment for quite some time. Within 1 or 2 years, that tree that didn't start fruiting may start fruiting if there is no disease incidence.
Like, the vegetables too, cucumber you said, and some other vegetables. Maybe some of them seem as if they are delaying in fruiting. I know also that the temperature can affect the time of fruiting. The temperature change can affect the time of fruiting. I also found out that one of our customers said they planted cucumber in one estate like that, and that's around Oyo State. So the guy was asking question that this thing, there were too many flowers and it couldn't fruit. So I now asked him the environment, only to find out it's an estate where they have just houses, and then behind somebody's house they now had this farm. So there is no pollinator around. You understand? That environment, no pollinator. So sometimes that could be a problem. And that is the reason why some people can also attract pollinators to their farm. Like bees. Attract them by keeping something they will come to eat. Like I think one of the common things is pineapple. Yes. Overripe pineapple. Just drop it in the farm. They will start coming. Even the peels, they will start coming. To eat it. From there, they will see the flowers and they will start pollinating. Okay, so that could also.
So basically, I think what you're talking about is mostly stress on the plant from maybe climate, heat, cold, or whatever. But there's another stress that our plants suffer a lot that we don't talk about, which is chemical stress. There's a particular fungicide one of my friends got from Ibadan. So there's very powerful fungicides there. And sprayed on his farm. That farm did not flower for 3 months. 3 months, good months. And what happened? He sprayed overdose of the. So each time the plant wants to flower, it will abort. Because if a plant is stressed, it will try to lose any extra thing that will disturb it until it recovers itself. So each time the flower is trying to flower, it will abort. It will abort. You just see the flower turn yellow and fall off. So that was what was happening in his farm until he called the company that he bought the chemical from. That since I sprayed this thing, I didn't see flower in my farm again. And then I explained to him that what meal do you use? So the thing was helping my farm was very serious now. So I did not use the 30, I used 70 or called one number. They said that farm, you have to wait for a very long time before it will start flowering again. Luckily for him, it was tomato. So, tomato always find a way to produce flower. So at the end of the day, it affected his yield. Also delayed, his time. So sometimes when we are using some of these our chemicals, some of us, we are so emotional. When we see something happening in our farm, we say, let us increase before it become a problem. And we increase more than the dosage. Those dosage that are given in those containers are given there for a reason. And most times they have gone through series of tests. And they found that is just the perfect one to give without having problem with your plant. And some of us will go and increase dosage in order to get a quicker result or for whatever reason we are doing it. And we end up running into a lot of trouble. Please, let's follow the recommended. I used to tell people, please, when you buy a chemical, even if you have used it 100 times, read the directions, read what is written on it. Because you might find out there are some chemicals that are not supposed to be used on a plant at maturity stage. There are some chemicals that must be used only at early stage. If you use it at maturity stage, that farm will not produce for a very long time. So those are some of the things that we need to go through before we start spraying or applying anything in our farm.
What's it called? The citrus thing. Somebody said that oranges or something, citrus, that when they are growing and their foliage is just robust, that if they don't have some kind of stress, they don't produce. I don't know how. I don't know if it is true. That's what I wanted to ask. Okay. So he said that somebody who knows better than him, came to him and said, all these things, you just have leaves and the leaves are very nice looking. But give me orange now, you know give. So the person now said, okay, cut some part of it, just stress it. So he cut some branches. The next time he just produced. Something like that. Then another situation, another person had that kind of issue. Same story. They now asked him to just set a little part of it on fire. He just set just a branch on fire. It stressed the plant. It produced the next time. So I wanted to confirm if it is true.
It's very true. Trees actually is a survival strategy. They don't want to die, just like every human being. Do you understand? So, like, if you are growing citrus in pots, one of the ways to make it to start growing, to start fruiting, is by what we call girdling. When you girdle it, the message will go to the plant that death has come. So as soon as it gets that message, it will flush. What I mean by flushing is that it will produce new buds. And before you know it, those new buds will start flowering, and then you have your fruit. We do it also in plantain. By the time you cut the sucker, before you know it, it will push out a lot of foliage, and then within 9 months, you have your plantain bunch.